So I'm a local business owner. I think that makes me a little bit unique in this election cycle as well as on this current makeup of this board. It's not something that's well represented on our board. It's actually not at all. Steve McCoskey is a businessman, but he's going off, which really kind of leaves me as the last one standing with this sort of background of experience, which is really important to the Board of Education and all the things that we do. So I have a unique perspective in what it is the workforce wants. I hire people. And one thing that I have done when I go through interviews, a question that I always ask is, describe a time that you were met with a problem and tell me what you did to solve that problem. And if you did something creative or outside the box, you thought on the spot, whatever that was. Because as an employer, I want to make sure that, most importantly, I'm hiring people that can solve problems. It's not helpful to me when people come to me with a problem without a solution. I think that that's what we are kind of losing track of in K through 12 education. They need a well-rounded, robust K through 12 education. That'll set them up to make further decisions to then specialize in whatever it is that they want to do. But if they graduate after 12 years and have the ability to be critical thinkers and problem solvers, then that'll be the sort of baseline function that they need to be successful. And that's the most important thing that I want when I'm hiring people. I think to do that, what we need is a viable curriculum. We've worked hard in the 3 years that I've been on the board to do that. We need the best teachers we can possibly have. We need to retain those teachers. We need the budget to accomplish both of those things. We also need better accountability that we're imparting on our students and higher expectations on those students. And that would include pretty vast improvement in the areas of discipline, which our district is in much need of right now. I think what's important, so I've been on the board for 3 years, and I think what's important from the public school perspective for Springfield Public Schools is to really focus on a balanced, robust K through 12 education. I don't believe it's our job to really specialize students, although we do offer those opportunities, and Springfield Public Schools has done a great opportunity or a great job with choice programs and offering those opportunities for students who, the rare few that really do have it figured out at such a young age, at 15 or whatever it is they really do know what their career path is going to be, but most do not. And what I think Springfield needs to do better at is to prepare them for what those next steps are. And there's a certain amount of just sort of life experience that we should be putting into these students. And it comes back to critical thinking skills and problem solving. And there's a certain sort of base K through 12 education that they need that we just quite honestly need to be doing better at. I don't think that we're doing our best job at that. And before we master that, I don't think it's helpful to the students, to the parents, to the community at large, to the employers, to be graduating students or churning out students that don't have that sort of baseline sort of knowledge and living experience and problem-solving skills that a robust K through 12 education through a public school system can and should provide. I'm going to keep my answer to this question on one topic. So the biggest issue that Springfield Public Schools is facing right now, and it's not unique to Springfield, but we are maybe greater challenged at this than some of the other local districts, is student behaviors and discipline and how we approach that. So I like to look at this two ways. I'm a parent. I've coached a lot of youth sports. So I've interacted with kids and kind of have an experience to know how they work and know how to help them grow. And when I look at handling children's behaviors, I see it as sort of a twofold approach, and you need balance in both. There's a proactive approach of setting standards and teaching them the way that they should act, and then there's a reactive approach. And the reactive approach is more traditional discipline methods of, okay, we've already set the standards of how you should act, now you have not met those standards, so there's going to be a consequence to that action. And you have to have both to really be effective. So to answer the question, I think that Springfield Public Schools, and maybe more recently, has really honed in and focused on the proactive approach with things like PBIS. This is positive behavior intervention systems. This is something that's been implemented across the district and fairly successfully. And what this does is it creates a lot of positive reinforcement structure and a lot of sort of guiding of behaviors as to setting expectations and how we should behave. So that would be one thing that I think the district has done good. But it's not effective without having the balance of the reactive approach. And I do believe that the district has not done a good job in having the proper disciplinary supports and procedures and policies in place so that when they don't meet those expectations, that there are consistent and progressive consequences to make sure that the behaviors are corrected.